What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage. So we know that there's a new engine coming for Stellantis. And it's a HEMI. And it's dual overhead cam. And from everything we're seeing from the internal sources, we know it's a 5.2 liter. Is it a 318? That's my guess. But it could have some other features that I think everybody's been clamoring for. We're going to talk about all that and more right after this. Guys, before I get into today's video, I got to talk about the giveaway on the channel right now. Yes, we extended the extra entries, whatever, from yesterday because the company was like, you only had it up for like 4 or 5 hours. It wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be fair to people if you pulled it. People would just be pissed off. So I'm like, all right, cool. So we let it run today until y'all want to pull it down off the site. So at some point, probably before they leave work, before they leave their offices, they'll probably pull it down off the site. But currently, at the time of me recording this, it's up. But no matter what, it will close out at some point this afternoon or this evening, or, they sell out. But if you want to get in on the Ram TRX, the 2022 with 37,000 miles, it's immaculate. Or you want to get in on the Durango Hellcat, they're both up. You can get in, link in the description down below, tk'sgarage.bigcartel.com. So, one of the biggest gripes I hear from HEMI owners, whether it's a 6.4 or a 5.7, is I hate MDS. I hate like the lifter failure, the other shit that can happen because of this cylinder deactivation bullshit. Well, guess what? I agree with you. I'm not a fan of MDS. I'm not a fan of the fucking e-torque. Give me a regular, old school, not super computerized ass engine that's reliable, gets decent. I don't need it to get 55 miles to the gallon, man. I just need the shit to make some goddamn power and let me go from point A to point B and sound good. That's it. And I think everybody else is on the same program when it comes to that. Now, what I'm being told is there will be no MDS on this new engine. That's what I'm being told. No MDS on this new engine. Now, that's probably because, it's a dual overhead cam engine, and it's probably way more efficient by itself automatically than the old pushrod 5.7 is, right? That's my guess. But it also could be because the regulatory environment has been changing that, hey, if we're going to build this engine, let's just not put this in now or put any of this other emissions-related bullshit on here now. So we have when we launch this thing, because when they come out with new power plants, usually there's issues, right? And you can look at all of them over history, diesel or gas. So I think it's smart for Stellantis to do this. I think this is also why they brought in all those other engineers that they said were for quality control for existing shit, but no, I think they're also trying to make sure that this engine is probably going to be significantly overbuilt. And what I mean by that is, it's probably going to cost them more to make it, which would not surprise me. But it's smart, though. You got the reliability thing from JD Power. You get this 5.2 liter, maybe it's a 318, that's what I'm hearing, right? 5.2 liter 318 with no MDS, no extra external part bullshit, none of this other stuff, and you build a reliable V8 engine. I'm talking about Toyota levels of reliability. Old school Toyota, not that bullshit they got now. Oh my God. Do you want to talk about taking over the effing market? Yeah, are they going to sell these overseas? And this is the thing I hear all the time. Well, they can't just make shit for America. Why not? Why can't you just be the best thing in town for right here? For 300 and something million Americans that will happily buy that shit year in and year out. Fuck China. Sorry, Europe. But y'all can eat a dick. Fuck South America. Eat a dick. I don't care. And I know you're going to say, well, that's some isolationist fucking... No, it's about making money, man, and not having to pay for the logistics to do all that. Now, you can't because the company is an international company, right? They have European brands or whatever, fine. Let them make that shit over there and focus on that shit over there. We don't need to make Ram trucks or Dodge cars and all that shit to meet regulations in fucking Europe that you want to sell here. We don't need to be doing that. Period. End of story. Cut that shit the fuck out. Charger don't ever have to go over there. Ram trucks don't ever have to go over there. Fuck them. Let them drive around in them little gay ass fucking Daihatsu, itty bitty fucking trucks. I don't care. For me, it comes down to this: reliability, longevity, and price. And I think if you delete all this extra emissions bullshit off these engines and it's reliable, you'll have a winner. So that's the big news. I'm being told that there's no MDS on this new engine. Now, it's not like Stellantis can't do that already. My Challenger didn't have MDS on it. Now, granted, I had a 6-speed manual. That's probably why the Apache didn't have MDS on it. I know they put them on automatics. But that was another reason why I went manual with my Challenger too, because I didn't want that fucking start-stop there. Because I was also a GM guy. You guys remember I had all the lifted Tahoes and Suburbans and armored trucks and shit. And I hated that shit. I would go spend the $3,500 at a shop for them to pull that shit apart and take all that shit out of the damn engine, put it back together and tune it so I didn't have a perpetual check engine light. And I never had any problems with any of my 5.3 liter or 6.2 liter or 6.0 GM engines. Not a one. Once I got rid of that bullshit that was in the engine. And I did the same thing with the Ram Rebel. I don't know if you got, as soon as we bought this, we had a brand new Ram Rebel, and I saw that it was doing that fucking MDS bullshit or eco bullshit. I was like, oh, no, go pull this shit the fuck out. Because I want it to be reliable. I'm going to tow with it. I'm putting my Scat Pack on the trailer. I'm putting the Hellcat on the trailer, or the 71 Buick on the trailer. I want that thing to be reliable. I don't want to be throwing a lifter, blowing a lifter somewhere. So I say all that to say this. For those that have been asking and excited that we could probably just get a great, normal, reliable engine, it looks like that's what we're getting, with no extracurricular bullshit in terms of emissions crap. So yay. It looks like they're actually answering what you guys want. That said, I know the 5.7 is coming towards the end of its life, but you could do the same shit. Tim, Matt, Antonio, just take that shit off the engine. I get like whatever revisions in design might like hold up the line for a week or whatever, but it would definitely make the engines cheaper. You think it would be a good cost savings over the end of the run. You could even, I hate even giving them just nonstop ideas, but you could even make it a fucking special edition. You can make it a special edition and be like, this doesn't have any MDS or any BS. So anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, stay petty, my friends.